Despite growing up in the early 2000s when arguably 3D platformers such as Psychonauts, Spyro and Mario were at their heights, the 3D platformer era definitely passed me by. As I mentioned in my previous videos, I was far too distracted by GTA, FIFA, games like that in my childhood to pay any attention to any other franchises. Plus, we never had any Nintendo consoles growing up, so I never had the affinity for Mario like some kids did. Because of this, I had never actually heard of Insomniac games before 2018 when they released Spider-Man. In fact, I genuinely thought this was Insomniac's first game. I understand how crazy that might sound to a lot of people, especially those who are fans of 3D platformers, but I genuinely never realised they had this rich history in the 3D platform world with Ratchet and Clank. So when Sig Shadowstep suggested getting the platinums for the latest Ratchet and Clank games in a recent video, by the way, comment below any games you want to see the platinums for, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to play my first 3D platformer, as well as an opportunity to play a more relaxing and easy game. Nah, fuck this shit. I can't do this. I can't do this. This is... Oh my god, this is so annoying. Yeah, I was feeling cocky. So I chose hard difficulty when I started this game, which was far more difficult than I thought. Switch. This fucking game. I'm telling it. I'm pushing right on the thumbstick. Why is he not leaning right? I literally just did the exact same thing I was doing before. Move to the fucking right, Ratchet! Far more difficult. So the game starts with us following Ratchet, a creature called a Lombax living on the planet Veldin, working as an engineer. Ratchet dreams of joining the legendary Galactic Rangers, a Guardians of the Galaxy-like group of heroes led by this guy, Captain Quark. Now, these Galactic Rangers go on a bit of a recruitment drive and host open tryouts, which Ratchet excitedly takes part in, flying through the challenges and passing all the tests with flying colours. Unfortunately for Ratchet though, he doesn't make the cut because of his somewhat questionable past.
But if you have heart, then you have what it takes. You don't have what it takes.
But I have heart.
Yes, but unfortunately that heart is encased in a weak, muscleless mass of inexperience. Plus there's your history to consider.
Got a long line of citations here. Possession of an illegal gravity repulsor.
Operation of a black market accelerator.
Willful disruption of the space-time continuum?
That is a funny story.
You're reckless, you're a loose cannon, and you're dangerous. That's my shtick.
We do earn our first trophy of the game though. While this is going on across the galaxy on the planet Quartu, we're introduced to Chairman Drek, the captain of the Blarg, which is like the main bad guy species in this game, and we're introduced to Dr. Nefarious. They are working together to build a mechanical army in order to defeat the Galactic Rangers. One of these robots though turns out to be a defect, and we're introduced to our second hero of the game.
Hello.
Playing as the defect, we manage to escape the clutches of the Blarg, giving us our second trophy before we crash land on Veldin right in front of Ratchet. When he's woken up, the defect explains that he needed to warn the Galactic Rangers of Drek's plans.
I must get to Alero City. They are in danger.
Whoa. Hey, who's in danger?
An army is coming. I must warn them.
So, what do I call you?
I suppose my proper designation is Warbot Defect B54296.
Maybe I'll just call you Clank.
Unfortunately, however, the Blarg had followed Clank to Veldin, but with the power of friendship, nothing can stop us.
Didn't you tell me you were gonna clean it up?
Okay, I'm legit struggling, and it is far too early for me to be dying this much on this game. Eventually though, I make it through the Blarg and we set off for the planet Kerwan, where the Galactic Rangers are based. But on the way, we're shot down by a Blarg and have another crash landing, this time on the planet Novalis, and are stranded without a working ship. But good news, we did get our next trophy for upgrading one of the weapons. While we're on Novalis, we rescue the mayor of the planet from Blarg forces, as well as a plumber, who I guess is also an engineer and agrees to fix our ship. But isn't Ratchet also an engineer? Like, couldn't he do it? Anyway, with the ship repaired, we quickly complete a side mission where we save this hoverboard rider and get this sick-ass hoverboard, as well as a couple of trophies. We then head to Kerwan, the home of the Galactic Rangers, to inform them of Chairman Drek's plan. But when we get there, the city is already under attack from heavily armoured Blarg ships. Luckily, we are, as the kids would say, goated on the sticks.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And we took these out easily and landed to deal with the Blarg forces on the ground. But once again, a pesky Blarg bombs our ship, meaning we're stranded again. We make our way through the planet, clearing the remaining Blarg, including on this pretty cool section where you're fighting on a train moving throughout the city. That was badass.
Suicide is badass!
No.
After taking them out, it's fair to say that Ratchet and Clank quickly become heroes and are added to the Galactic Rangers, bagging us some new drip and a trophy. Despite almost single-handedly defending a planet from looming destruction, Ratchet had to do some basic training in order to join the Rangers, which sounded kind of crazy. Luckily for us though, it was basically a glorified assault course, which we smashed through easily, and our hero, Captain Quark, was so impressed he rewarded us with this cool ship, which we used to head to the planet Brilgar. And this is where we're introduced to a brand new weapon, and one that is very important on our journey to getting the platinum: the Groovatron. This is a weapon where throwing it stuns your enemies into a dance, which is great fun. But do you know what's not great fun? There is a trophy for using the Groovatron on every enemy in the game, including the one-off bosses that you fight. And there is absolutely no way of tracking which enemies you have and haven't used it on. It's quite frankly an absolute pain in the ass, and I ended up just spamming them on every enemy I could. Anyway, back to the game. We pick up a few more trophies before taking on our first boss, the Snaggle Beast, which it went well. Fuck off, man! Come on. Yes! Thank fuck that is over, man. We then head to the planet Rilgar and find this fella who has a totally healthy obsession with brains. And he asks us to collect 10 brains from these floating squid things, which gets us this jetpack, which was pretty cool. But I noticed that there were actually 3 other trophies I could get here. 2 for collecting all the brains and 1 for defeating 40 enemies while jetpacking. So I proceeded to spend the next hour and 25 minutes collecting all of these trophies. It was absolutely mind-numbing, and I was stuck on getting the last 3 brains for 36 minutes. We then took down some more Blarg ships on a couple more planets for a couple more trophies before heading to the Blarg's home planet Quarto to stop them once and for all. Here we get a trophy for completely innocently and inadvertently crushing 5 gadget bots in this crusher. It's not what it looks like. We then had our second boss fight of the game against this robot called Mrs. Zircon. Here we learn of Drek's true plan to use a weaponized space station called the Deplanetizer to destroy worlds and combine the remains to create a new world for the Blarg. So we head straight to the Deplanetizer, but when we get there, Captain Quark insists he goes in on his own to talk to Drek mano e mano. Before we can chase after him, we're interrupted by Victor, that big robot that chased Clank at the start of the game, and are forced to take his ship down in this fight around the Deplanetizer. I wish I could say I felt like the next Luke Skywalker, but in reality... Fuck off! I couldn't move! I couldn't barrel roll out of the way! Fuck me, I'm guessing I have to shoot it, but it's so annoying getting stuck in this fucking tractor beam. I'm so bad at video games. When we eventually do take the ship down, Victor doesn't give up and instead boards the ship that Clank is on, inflicting severe damage, but we managed to take him out without any issue. I've been stuck on this fucking puzzle for 35 minutes! Ratchet then enters the Deplanetizer and gets close to shutting it down, but is captured by Drek.
I will. Oh, hey.
He was a traitor the whole time?
This is awkward.
He was working with the Blarg. You bastard, Quark. You bastard. Damn, they really blew that shit up. After this reveal, Ratchet is despondent and heads back to Veldin, unable to see how he can stop Drek. For about 30 seconds, and then he pretty quickly snaps out of that after speaking to Clank and suits back up, and we head to the planet Kalibo 3. See, in Kalibo 3 we can pick up a Hologuise, a weapon that transforms our appearance and would allow us to mimic Captain Quark, allowing us to infiltrate the deplanetizer. But before I did that, I went back to previous planets to clear the remaining miscellaneous trophies that I hadn't already completed. So let's bash these out real quick. So, we got Tech Head for acquiring every gadget, Go Speed Ratchet Go for winning the Gold Cup on Real Gut and Kalibo, Kerwan Gladiator for completing the fitness course in under 70 seconds, I Hate Lamp for breaking every lamp in Illyria City, Warbots in Plowshares for destroying 10 inactive Warbots on Quarto, Pool Sharks are the worst for getting eaten by a pool shark, and Lazy Lombacks for riding every catwalk without moving on Kalibo. While we're on our way to the deplanetizer, we're treated to another cutscene where Captain Quark feels guilty for his betrayal and faces off against Drek.
Test bloodshed as much as any blog, but sometimes sacrifices are necessary for the greater good. With blood!
Sheepinator. One of my personal favorites.
It is a good one.
It's time for a change of management.
So, with Drek turned into a sheep, we managed to disguise ourselves to infiltrate the deplanetizer and reach the core, where we turn off the gravity stabilizers and earn another trophy for completing all these puzzles that are throughout the game manually. But guess who? Yeah, we're interrupted by Captain Quark, who, despite just telling Drek that he shouldn't have attacked the Rangers, is now fighting Ratchet, who is on the Rangers, and not, you know, maybe trying to make amends for his betrayal? But no, I guess he's over that now and he's evil again. This fight was actually pretty cool because Quark has access to the same weapons that Ratchet has, which made it far more interesting than a lot of the other fights, but still, I'm an elite gamer, so I did it first try. How have I just died? Oh no, I haven't. I'm in the fucking Groovatron thing again. Now I've died. He's on 1%. I'm fuming. I'm fuming. Okay, I did it second try, but that's still pretty impressive. With us having disabled the gravity stabilizers on the deplanetizer, the death beam misses its target, which kind of pisses Dr. Nefarious off, and he activates like this massive mech suit. And now we have the final boss battle of the game against Nefarious himself. But of course, I'm an elite gamer, so this was no match for me, and I beat him first time. No, seriously, this time I actually did. Come on! First time, baby, let's go! That's how we fucking do it! Come on! And with the game complete, Quark doing community service and Ratchet and Clank Heroes, we got a few more miscellaneous trophies, and then all I had to do was complete the game one more time in challenge mode, which is basically this game's version of New Game Plus. Now, obviously, I won't go through the whole story again in this video, but thankfully on my second run, I got every other trophy, including the one that worried me the most, Death by Disco, for using the Groovatron on every type of enemy. Eventually completing the game again and earning that sweet platinum trophy. But the video isn't over yet. No, now it's time for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Before we get started on the second game though, if you could take a quick second to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, it really helps the channel out. We've just reached 1,000 subscribers, which is amazing, and any other support would be massively appreciated. Thank you. Now, Rift Apart, according to PSN profiles, this game is a 2 out of 10, so super easy and should take me about 10 hours to complete. No, don't spawn me right at the beginning. I'm going to lose my shit. I defeated them all. I get shot from across the fucking map by someone I still don't know where he was, and now I've got to do the whole fucking thing again. Oh my god. Like, the combat on this game, fuck me, bro. It's not for me. I'm sorry, I just don't have the patience for it. I'm terrible at these games. Rift Apart starts with a giant parade to honor Ratchet and Clank. I'm not sure if this is because of the events of the first game or due to events that have happened off screen, but it doesn't really matter. Can I just say, this game looks so fucking good, by the way. During the parade, Clank reveals that he has a gift for Ratchet and has repaired something called the dimensionator, a device capable of opening rifts to other dimensions, which would allow Ratchet to search for other Lombaxes and his missing family. But we're interrupted by a familiar foe.
What? Dr. Nefarious? Ratchet and Clank! What a wonderful surprise!
Uh-oh.
I didn't expect to see you here.
You look a bit different.
My goons were meant to annihilate you 8 minutes ago.
Oh, what do you want, Nefarious?
Yes.
So with Nefarious in possession of the Dimensionator, we chase after him, eventually following him through dimensions before crash landing and the dimension gun kind of, well, exploding. Grab it, Clank!
Did I do it? Oh, what is this? What's with all the neon?
This is the part where you lose.
Ratchet, the dimensionator.
Holy.
Ratchet?
Oh, Clank, you've lost an arm!
Arm. And no. The dimensionator. It... What have I done?
What have you done?
Who are you?
Someone with a lot of questions. Let's go for a ride.
Yo, why is she kind of bad though? With Ratchet now split up from Clank, we head out to try and find him. Seeing him leave with Rivet at one point but unable to reach him, we eventually run into Phantom, who in this universe is part of the resistance against the rule of Emperor Nefarious, alongside Rivet. Phantom helps us reach the lair of Nefarious.
Cannons and a surveillance state covering the entire city. If only that blasted dimensionator still worked.
Clank.
Hey guys.
I'm coming, Clank.
Welcome, oh master of us all. Password, please.
Why do I need a password? I'm the Emperor. How about I obliterate you instead? Ha 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 ha.
Bring me that lumber!
After Ratchet gets away, we switch to the perspective of Rivet, who is landing at her home planet alongside Clank. Yeah, you see, in this game, just like The Last of Us Part 2, which I had just got the platinum in before starting Ratchet and Clank, you play as two different characters, switching between them throughout the story. But what's different in this game is I didn't actively despise one of them. Anyway, back to this game. Rivet doesn't believe Clank's story about interdimensional rifts and other Lombaxes, due in part to an inherent distrust she has of robots, but also just because honestly it does sound batshit crazy. So she takes Clank to her hideout on the planet Sargasso, and on the way we actually earn a few more trophies before finding what Clank describes as an interdimensional anomaly. Basically, these are puzzles the Dimensionator has scattered across the world, and here we're introduced to this floating alligator named Gary.
I am Clank. Please allow me to help.
Right, yes, Clank. I am the all-seeing cosmic prophet of interdimensional sector 2255 phase Omega. But you can call me Gary.
Hi, Gary. With the puzzle done, we headed to Rivet's hideout where she plugged Clank into a computer to look at his memories, learning that he is in fact telling the truth.
Okay, so you were being honest.
As I have been saying,
Oh, but of course, it's been at least 3 minutes since we were rudely interrupted by a giant enemy, which the game quickly amends with this giant millipede attacking our base and stealing Clank. They blew up so fast. Get a weapon to level 5. Blast pistol. Is that max level?
You okay, Bolts?
You came after me.
Oh,
Thank you.
I love Clank.
Yeah, well, we've still got some unfinished business. By the way,
Hide and Seekapede. Defeat the Seekapede. With the Seekapede down, we head to a new planet in order to repair Clank's communicator. On the way, though, we find this cute teddy bear. When we enter a bar, we're introduced to Pierre.
signal booster.
Well. We meet again, my machine.
Give me the part.
Did you follow me here? Another fruitless effort to win my affection?
Give me the part, Pierre.
Time and again.
Pierre looks like something out of Treasure Planet, and I'm all for that. Pierre has the part we need to fix the communicator, but challenged us to a fight in order to win it from him. And I think this is a good time to talk about my issues with the combat on these games. Now, it is worth noting that, of course, I'm playing these games on the hardest difficulty, but honestly, the amount of enemies the game just throws at you is absolutely insane. It's hard to tell what is going on a lot of the time, simply because there's so much going on. And the camera doesn't help. The amount of times I dodge an attack just to end up dodging right into another enemy was infuriating. Luckily, I'm a calm, level-headed person who is very adept at hiding their frustrations. Please just stand still for like half a second, bro. Yeah, just straight up dodging into more enemies here. Bro, like, it's so fucking stupid, man. My biggest issue that I've had with these games on the hardest difficulty is just the number of enemies they spam at you. The enemies aren't difficult, it's just they fire. So you're dodging like 5 enemies on one side and then you end up going into another 5. You can't get away. Anyway, with the challenge eventually completed, Rivet repairs the communicator in Clank, allowing us to finally reach out to Ratchet, where it's decided that we need to rebuild the Dimensionator in order to return home. Before leaving the bar, I get a quick trophy for playing 3 songs on this jukebox, and then we switch back to Ratchet, who heads out to find a blueprint for the Dimensionator, eventually running into Gary, the alligator fella that Clank had spoken to. He guides us to his robot apprentice Kit, who eventually becomes Ratchet's partner. We get a couple more trophies, took down another 1,000 enemies, before finally reaching the archives, where we learned how to build the Dimensionator.
We must protect the archives.
Kit, no! Don't sacrifice yourself. Holy shit. Yo, Kit's a badass. Why weren't you doing this before? Could have really done with this like 10 minutes ago when I was screaming.
I was built to be a weapon, to keep the Emperor's galaxy secure. One night on patrol, I spotted a rebel in the Imperial Zone. So I tried to stop them. That is what I was built to do.
You will love the
Hey, full rack. Fill a weapon wheel. Nice. And now it's time to switch back to Rivet and Clank as they visit a planet called Blizar Prime to gather the phase quartz that's needed to power the Dimensionator. This planet is actually super cool because you have to switch between different dimensions by hitting these crystals in order to make your way through. A really unique mechanic, and here we actually unlock the trophies full rack and no need for multi-ball. Eventually we find the super important phase quartz and then break the super important phase quartz, which means we have to head to another planet, and on the way we pick up our first gold bolt of the game. When we reach the new planet, we meet this giant robot who has like clinical depression, but Clank gives him some improvised therapy.
I may be different than I was, but you helped me realize I am still Clank.
God, bro, that's inspirational.
I'm quite relieved.
Honestly, that would be like 500 quid's worth of counselling in the UK. But it works, cheers him up, and he agrees to fix our diamond. While this is going on, Ratchet is on another planet which has a forge that they want to use to forge a new dimensionator. But also, we got a little distracted destroying a load of enemies in order to save this creature called Juice. Now, Juice does kind of want to kill us, but he's just misunderstood. And freeing him nabbed us another trophy, and we got the dimensionator in the end. So all four of our heroes head back to the bar where Ratchet, Rivet, Clank and Kit finally all meet, double date style. Only for our date to once again be interrupted by Dr. Nefarious. This guy is so jealous, it hurts. Dodge, bro! Fuck. Oh, after dispatching him, we're introduced to the Emperor, who instantly kicks our ass, stealing the Dimensionator for himself with the plan of using it to eliminate Captain Quantum, someone you may recognize.
But you're not a robot.
What?
He's Captain Quark.
Ye dare!
Yeah.
Wait, this dimension has a quark?
Uh-oh.
What are you doing?
Hero stuff!
He was a hero till the end. Hey, rated R. After this, we catch up with Rivet, who is trying to protect her home planet from Emperor Nefarious, who is trying to destroy it because he actually wants to ask Rivet out, but is too awkward to do so. This is kind of like when you're back in school and you steal the pencil case of the girl you like. Did nobody else do that? Thankfully, we have an actual dragon, which we used to take down his ships and got the acclaim that we deserved for saving the day. I mean, the big flying thing did some of the work. And got another trophy. But during this part, Rivet reveals some sad information about her backstory.
The Emperor did that?
Oh, not exactly. It happened during a mission. I found a secret entrance into the Emperor's tower. So I tried to sneak in, alone. The door was right there. I didn't notice one of Nefarious's warbots was nearby. I thought I could run. I wasn't fast enough.
Oh, that was.
Just stopped. I got away before.
Spying on Emperor Nefarious using Quantum's bug thing, we then find out that he's planning to use the Dimensionator to take over other dimensions. I feel like I could have told them that, but in order to do so, he'd need a dimensional map, so Ratchet and Clank head out to try to beat him to it. But when we get there, what would you know, we're ambushed again by the Nefarious twins, who banish them to a prison planet, which I think is like this universe's version of Australia. Rivet and Kit see this, and in order to protect Rivet, Kit reveals the truth.
Run.
Run! This is our last chance to stop him!
Sorry.
Go on, Kit, go beast mode.
It was you!
What are you doing?
Go on, Kit. Go on. Oh, well, that didn't work. So with Rivet left alone, we got a couple of trophies, and then she heads to the prison facility that the others were banished to. And this was no joke, one of the hardest portions of a video game I'd played up to this point. Honest to God, it was all the worst parts of this game's combat mechanics turned up to 11. Again, maybe I'm just terrible at these games, but I had never been this close to breaking a controller since I stopped playing FIFA regularly. just fucking insane. It's right back at the start. Brilliant. Love that. Love that. Thank you, game. Right back at the start, as if I did nothing. Eventually, though, we got through it and saved Ratchet and Kit, as well as the other members of the Resistance.
Someone call for backup?
Like 20 minutes ago, bro. Where the hell have you been?
I am going back to Savali. I never should have. Wait! You're just gonna hide again? Now? I am broken! I will always be broken! Fine. Go hide. We have a universe to save. Universes, whatever!
But...
Aww. So with Kit leaving us, we head into the final mission of the game. The remaining members of the Resistance regroup in the bar to talk strategy. And we're once again interrupted by Emperor Nefarious. This time on the TV as he reveals that he's going to invade Ratchet and Clank's home dimension. Luckily, the rift conveniently doesn't close behind Nefarious, so we're just able to follow him straight through. Seems like a big oversight on his part, but who am I to judge? He's the Emperor. When we get there, we have to go through a couple of waves of bad guys before going up against Nefarious in another mech suit, just like we did in the first game. This boss fight was way harder though, but also way cooler and more interesting. During the boss fight, we earn another trophy before eventually using rifts to get inside the mech suit and destroy its power core, which really pissed him off. So he called in even more of his goons. Holy shit. Oh, thank God. I was about to cry at the thought of having to take on all those people. Oh, yes, it's Bolt, Kit. Kit, that's
run away anymore. I will hold back his army. Take him down.
Kit, it's not... You look threatening, but your voice... Right. Is this just going to be painful now? So it was Rivet against the Emperor, and I have to say this boss fight was actually not too bad, although my first attempt ended in the most heartbreaking fashion. Bro, I dodged! Oh, I need health. I need health, guys. Game. Please let me get to it! Oh my God, he just... Oh, right at the beginning, of course. He was on 7%, bro. He was on, and she got stuck on the fucking... I was skating to it, and she got stuck on the fucking rubble, bro. Like, I lost probably about 40-50% health from her just getting stuck on fucking rubble. Fuck. Oh, fuck off, bro. Yeah, despite my constant moaning, though, honestly, this boss fight was pretty simple. Nefarious has a really shallow moveset, and if you're able to learn all of the attacks, they're simple to dodge as long as you know, don't get stuck on rubble. Bubbles!
Get off of me, you loathsome... Please, we can win this together!
What do you know about winning?
Nice. Did he just die?
You really are a couple of hot shots.
Look who's talking.
Hey! 2 fuzz, 2 nefarious. So with the main story done, all we had to do was clean up the remaining trophies that we had missed. Most of them were really simple collectibles or side missions that I had missed on my initial run through, so I won't go into great detail about them, but rather just flash them up on the screen. My thoughts on the game though, I can fully see how people enjoy these games. The writing and the humour are genuinely great. I found myself laughing during both games on several occasions, and especially on the first one, it really carried a story that wasn't the most engaging for me, at least, as a first time player of a Ratchet and Clank game. On the gameplay side, I really just think I didn't help myself by deciding to play through these games on hard. Games like Ghost of Tsushima and maybe even Last of Us are at their most immersive when played at their highest difficulties. But on here, I think my experience of these games would have been a lot better had I played on medium or even easy. I think these are the kind of games that you can just turn your brain off to and not have to think, which is definitely not the case for me, at least on hard difficulty. I still don't think I'd be a fan of these 3D platformers if I had played it on easy by any means. I'll take small platforming sections in vast open world games for sure, but basing a whole game around the idea just doesn't appeal to me. But if it does you, then I fully recommend these games, especially Rift Apart, because the humour is just top notch at times. Anyway, we're left with just one trophy, which was actually really annoying. Basically, you have to kill 10 enemies by returning shots with this shield gun, but they have to be killed by the returned bullets specifically, rather than the damage from the gun, which makes aiming really annoying. But after an hour of grinding it out, we finally got the trophy. Got it! Return policy. Kill 10 enemies by returning shots with the void reactor. What a fucking annoying trophy. Shout out to Jess Myers on the Power Picks YouTube video for this trophy. Fuck me, literally completed it instantly using the tip that she left. And Masters of the Multiverse done. Honestly, 3D platformers, they're not for me, bro. Let me know what you think about these games in the comments below. Are my criticisms fair, or am I just wrong and maybe just not built for 3D platformers? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.